this work. And going back to what you guys said, goal. And oftentimes, at least for me, at least, I understand I set goals. Some of them I do hit, and some of them I don't hit. And when I don't hit these goals, like let's say the goal is I don't know, to reach out to a certain amount of people in a week. What I realize is that I get into this mood or this mindset like I don't know if I can do this anymore. I'm defeated, and I realize that a lot of people also go to that same thing. That's why people will start to go, they want to get in shape in January 1st, but like March, like you said, they no longer. So I want to ask: is it important to set a goal, or is there a better, I guess, a different way to go about setting goals where you can, position yourself for success?
Well, I think what people do a lot is they set unrealistic goals in the moment. So, for example, if I were working out with somebody who never worked out before, I said, running is a good exercise. Then they'll say, okay, I'm going to run a marathon. Well, hold on. Let's walk the track first. So sometimes we set unrealistic goals of ourselves because we have to we're not humble. So I'm going to run a marathon. You're not going to run a marathon. It's just not going to happen. Let's run the track once. And a lot of times they can't run the track once. So set the goal, because what happens in life is we forget that it's like building blocks. So you want to build a skyscraper, but you don't want to start with the foundation. You can't do that. Start with the foundation. Your goals may be a little too lofty or too high in the moment. It does not mean that you can't build a skyscraper, but let's start by laying the foundation. Goal number one. Next, let's start with the structure. Goal number two. And then you build. And then the other thing too is we want everything today. So when I teach about investing, and I tell people, teach them about investing, like, okay, yes, we're going to be rich, we're going to get, no. This is a lifetime goal. This is for life. Okay, this is not just for today. So, sometimes the first goal, before you even start looking at stocks and I want to buy crypto or whatever, can you just open a brokerage account? Let's start there. Now that the brokerage account is open, the next goal is let's move money into there. Don't buy nothing yet. Let's stop. Let's see what the market does. Do you understand what this means? But we're in such a rush to build, but any good structure takes time to build. So we have to remember that sometimes we may set goals, but the goals are unrealistic for us at that time. We're not ready for the goals that we're setting. 5 years from now, we may be ready. But right now, are we ready for the goals that we're setting for ourselves? And that can be hard.
It's pretty great. Carlene, you have anything to add to that?
The work. I think that's where a lot of times we fail. We set these goals, but we don't want to put in the work to go for. So if I have a video and my goal this week is to get it to 30 views, well, let me try to send it to 30 people. We just kind of put the video out there and we just wait and we just sit and we watch. And nothing's happening. Well, nothing's happening because what have you done after that? I mean, I'm God bless you for having the courage to make the video. But now it takes some work to kind of get that video out there and to do the work. So that means marketing a little bit more, making some more. There's so many things that we have to do, but it takes work. We can't just do the thing and just kind of hope that it's just gonna blow up on its own. Not that it's not possible. It's absolutely possible. But that might not be your story, right? And I think you'll know quickly if you put a couple videos out there and nothing has happened. And for me, there's times where I put out, and I'm just using videos for example, there's times when I put out videos and the views is like 100. And then I'm like, oh, this sucks. But then I'm like, that's 51 people than last week. And that's another thing too, perspective as well. And just giving God thanks for the little things. If I had 25 views last week, I got 26 this week. Well, God, thank you for that one extra person. Now let me put in the work to keep these people so I can gain some more. So it takes work, and I think perspective is also important. But I do think that it's necessary to set the goals. But how you look at it and the work you put in to it is also important.
I was going to add on to that. Sometimes, God has gifts for us, but He wants to know how bad you want it. So I'm going to test you. How bad do you? So if I said, in this room right now, there's $1 billion. How hard are you going to look? I'm going to make it hard for you. Oh yeah, I'm going to make it hard. It ain't going to be easy for you to find. But there's $1 billion in this room right now. How hard are you going to look? I'm tearing this whole place up. Whole place up. You understand? But I'm not going to flip a chair with how I can't. Well, that's it. I'm not going to. No. It's here. It's yours. But I want to know how badly you want it. And the harder I make you work to find it, the greater the reward of the success will be. So, like she was saying, all right, you got 26 views, but keep going. Keep trying. Because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the reward might be so much greater because I made you work harder for it. So we got to try to remember that it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be. If it were easy, we would all be able to do it. And that's what courage comes in. The fear, it's hard, but I'm going to keep going. And we have to keep that in mind. And sometimes when we are successful, we become lazy. So there's a quote that I love that says, victory has defeated you. Sometimes when you get the victory, you become weaker because you just stop. You feel you've accomplished something. But there's the person who's clawing, who's trying, so forth, so on. It keeps them hungry, it keeps them going. So when you have a good meal, you lay back, your stomach is full, and I'm good, But it's the person who's hungry, who's on the hunt, who might surpass you. So I always relate it to like in investing. If you look like a Blockbuster, now you're young, I don't know, you're probably young too, but Blockbuster was huge when I was a teenager. You thought Blockbuster would be here forever. Netflix, what we know as Netflix today, Blockbuster had a chance to do that, but victory had defeated them. They sat back. Now, there was thousands of Blockbusters in existence when I was a kid. There's only one in existence now. Netflix was that hunger. It overtook them. Victory defeated Blockbuster. So that's why, you can't be complacent. Success is ongoing, So just remember, sometimes it's going to be hard, and in the moment, you're going to be like, I can't do this, but the reward later on could be greater because of what you went through to get